my burger. I almost got popped in the airport, and every time I go, I'm like,
thinking about the TSA.
I always get one guy. Like, as soon as I walk up, I start like, goes, "What are you doing?" And I go check my ticket. He goes, "All right, come back."
I'll start sweating. Blood.
One major complaint is
Yes.
you don't do Boris taking his shirt off in slow motion and not doing Paul.
I
found that very.
Well, let me tell you
that was
something.
sexist.
But let me tell you what
happened.
happened. It was the reverse.
Okay.
I had lots of shots of Paula.
Okay.
And then few with Boris, and then my wife came to see the cut. She's like, what is this? I said, what do you mean, what is this?
Scorsese's wife does that? Come on.
I said, what do you mean? She says, where's Boris taking his shirt off? And why are we looking at Paula all this? We don't want to look at Paula all this.
What's up? I think something I liked about it, having seen Derek do so many.
Oh man, I took a jug home.
I love It's good an actor as it was a time.
I was about to take
You're
He said he started.
A contemporary role. He's charming. He's funny. And is that one of the ways that you attract these people?
Yeah, because we put him in a different lane than they had been with. I mean, Derek, I tease him all the time. This is the first movie he's ever smiled.
Yeah.
You know, because he's a dramatic actor.
And quite good at it.
Very good. And Giant Man, I said I wanted to give him a certain. He has. To me, when I see him, I see this international elegance, and I haven't seen it on screen to him. Right, and so I said, if I could just capture who he is
without a machete,
absolutely. And so, and then Jill always played a more serious role, and no one had ever seen her be sexy and fun and all of that.
Great chemistry with Adam. I mean, how did it seem like that one scene?
Adam,
a lot of it was without.
Because that was the first day we filmed. The first day they met. Oh, their chemistry, they were like this. That scene when they were hitting each other, I didn't even direct that. I just let it play out in the master, and I said, oh my God, we got something magical here. And their chemistry, they clicked just like this. And you felt like you were watching best friends that had been best friends for 10, 20 years.
It was all very comfortably established. It didn't feel forced that anybody was friendly. They also can do it with each other. Are you pleased with how it turned out?
I got to give a big shout out to my cinematographer, Anastas Mikos, and my editor, Troy Takaki, and I mean, my production designer, because what we wanted to do is make a beautiful romantic comedy that was a mainstream comedy that just happened to have African American actors in it. And I grew up watching the Nora Ephron comedies, and those were my favorites. So that was my prototype, The Sleepless in Seattle, and You Got Mail, and so
Harry
absolutely. And I wanted to do something that was, absolutely. I wanted to do something that was universal, mainstream, and that was as hopeful with the heroines that could be, that they were beautiful, but they could be clumsy, they could be silly, but they were hopeful and had a lot of heart.
The mom, it was like, because I'm a lifetime bachelor, I've been engaged twice.
Right.
That's their loss as far as I'm concerned, not mine. But I like that the mother isn't like real freaking, she's like, you're probably right about all this. So, and Ned Beatty, who came to the Winston-Salem Film Festival.
Oh, wow.
He's a maniac. And he's one of those guys, you don't have to tell him anything, he just, funny, comedy, serious.
And when they told me that Ned Beatty wanted to do it, I almost did backflips. I'm a huge Ned Beatty fan. He came in and, I mean, he nailed it. I mean, he nailed it. And there was no rehearsal or anything.
That character could have been really ugly, and he's not.
No.
He's likable as much of a smart SOB
because he's not
is.
personal. It's not personal, it's just his worldview. And so, and that's why he's perplexed with, well, what's wrong? Am I not seeing something there? And that's part of the comedy.
And also fun to see Tay play a comic role and kind of a jerk.
Well, Tay came to me and said, you know, man, I gotta get back into something fun. He said, I've been playing these heavy roles for so long, I just want to do something fun, you know, and he loved the character, because he said the character.
Oh, thank you.
He said the character is a chance to say things that men only think. You know, that no one would ever dare say. You know, this character gets to say those
How
things.
tough was it to work with the dog? The dog was amazing. I mean, kids and dogs, they always say, but...
Dog was one of the favorite characters in the novel. So the trick was, I said, how can I
Did you
bring
think
that
you'd written
character to
yourself
life?
into a corner
I thought
almost?
I had, and then they sent me the dog trainers and the pictures, and I'm like, oh my God, there's Juicy, and Juicy, and the dog that's in the movie is a dude, so he was even more snippy because they dressed him in girly clothes probably. But the dog is just an amazing character and adds just so much texture to the scene.
Was it always a given that you would direct the film version? I mean, to do the novel, then to do not only the screenplay, but also the direction. I mean, Michael Crichton is one of the few that have done it ever with the Great Train Robbery.
I didn't know that it wasn't something that was done, and until the studio exec told me that I'm the first African American director to adapt and write their own novel, and I didn't even know it was. I thought that it was just something that you do, but what it was is I'm not afraid to let each version of the story live in its own medium. And it'll tell you what it wants to be for that medium. So I can distance myself from the novel and take the best of that and see what it wants to be as a feature film. And I think, because none of the, Afion's character, none of the TSA people were in the book. But imagine this movie without, look how much, color they added to it. Yeah. And so, you try to figure out what does it want to be in a film version, and you do that.
How much of your dialogue was scripted, and how much of it was you going
None of it was
berserk?
scripted. None of it was scripted. I mean, it wasn't even dialogue written in. It was a description of the character in the TSA.
So the character's not even in the book at all?
No. His character, the sky cap, the ticket agent, the frequent flyer, none of them were even in the book.
This was David trusting his comedic friends with his baby, with his movie, and saying, y'all come down and add some flavor to it, and I'm gonna let y'all do whatever y'all want to do. And he got what he needed and went in editing and put it together beautifully. So, that's a testament to him.
Well, I've been a fan of Afion. He's great at improv. So what I did when it was time for this character, I just called him up and I said, Afion, this is what the lane is of the character. And he said, man, how
far can
I go? I said, go there. I said, he's on steroids. He's super cop. And so Afion, I was at the director's chair and I said, okay, action. And Afion said, okay, I want everything out your pockets. Take your pockets out your pockets. And I fell off of the director's chair laughing.
How did the extras keep a straight face with you going berserk?
They did. We had to do a few takes.
Did you digitally frown them out?
No, it was a lot of chuckles, man. But I mean, once we get the shock of the first line out, then we'll take it a couple more times, and I'll say the same line once they have a chance to brace themselves. But that's the beauty of a comedy movie, is the outtakes. So
every time I go through now the security check-in, I'm hearing Afion say, because I see him and they're taking the job way too seriously, and all I'm hearing is take your pockets out your pockets. And that's a testament to him.
It's based on a lot of experiences I've actually had in TSA. Like walking through that line, I've heard guys so aggressively making everyone take everything
I've dealt with that too.
Women too, and they're actually more aggressive.
I think you're right.
They want to prove that they can get down if they need to, you know what I'm saying? But I've heard them really yell at people saying, take everything out your pocket. And I'm like, why do you yell at this little old lady like this? Chapstick, the piece of paper, tissue, take it all. So that's where...
You're changing your pocket a nickel? That will set it off.
When I say everything, I mean everything.
So how big a pain was the director for the writer, and how big a pain was the writer for the director?
The director was a bigger pain for the writer, because in the moment I allowed us to stray from the script. And Adam Brody, Adam said he ad-libbed that whole line, I think you need to look outside, the king of Zamunda is out there. And I fell out of my director's chair, and I came to Adam, I said, Adam, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. He says, oh, you like that, huh? I said, Adam, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. And so, I trust the talent that I have, and I give them the latitude to create magic. The script is a schematic. They're words on a page, but it's the actors that come and give the characters a soul. And so I trust them, and I trust, and we trust each other, and we just, collaborate and get it there.
That's something that struck me about this and Sunday and some of the plays that I've seen that have gone to TV. You obviously have a love for actors, and I can tell you probably just sit back and show me, you know, the magic sort of.
Well, it is theater. I mean,
were you ever an actor? Did you start out as a writer?
Started out as a writer, yeah, and directed from my first play on. But I just feel like my job is to just throw a nugget here and there as a coach. Because I'm not in the game, I'm not on the field, I'm not in the, you know, making the shots. And my job is to just throw that lob and give them a nugget and then let them do what they do. And it's so funny because I didn't realize that that's not what a lot of directors do. They don't talk, I guess, a lot to actors until...
and that's what made it a difference for me, is that you were very intuitive and you knew how to talk to the actor and protect the actor. Because when he told me I could take the character there and go far, I'm a very Jim Carrey-esque animated guy, so I would have did a cartwheel through
Stood
that
on your head
line, kick somebody in the face, and there was some times when I was too energetic, and he would be like, "All right, bring it down, bring me down to 6. You're at 11 right now. Bring me down to 6, or if you stay at 11, you're gonna look like you're in a whole nother movie."
I was almost waiting for the scene where they just show
That's
you like
Ventura.
strapping on the gloves. I said, could be an outtake. Maybe you might have been too far.
Yeah, but
We
it's
want a happy ending.
Exactly.
So, are you guys going to work together again? This is it, right? You know, never.
Let me tell you something. This dude here is, in my opinion, that new wave, that next up wave. That I mean, he just booked a movie with Kevin Hart, and he's on his way. So I like building relationships with cats like him at this level. So when they're starring in movies themselves, I can pick up the phone and say, "Hey man, you remember that movie I put you in? Hey, you know." And it was the same way with Tracy Morgan and Cat Williams. I like building relationships with people that are incredibly talented, as on the way up, and then hopefully I'm able to work with them.
By the way, Love is a very good movie. I reviewed it in my column not too long ago. Comedy, all you want to do, or do you want to get into?
I want to do it all. One of my favorite actors is Jeffrey Wright.
Oh, please.
For his chameleon like character changes, like his range is crazy. Gary Oldman is another one of my favorites. And then on the comedic side, people like Robin Williams, who can do drama in Good Will Hunting and then turn around and do a show like The Crazy Ones that's about to come out. Those are the people that I look up to.
1 hour photo.
Exactly, exactly. Or Will Smith even. I mean, he's our biggest action hero, movie star, but he's always funny in some way, even in dramatic movies. So that's the balance that I like to aim for.
For me, comedic actors do the best with drama. And if you look at, even from Richard Pryor and it's because there's a truth, there's something, because most people think comedians laugh all the time and tell jokes all the time.
No, they don't. No.
They're mostly dark.
I mean, I interviewed Chris
laugh.
Rock once, and huge fan, and there was people at the round table expected him to start riffing. He's very low-key and quiet. He didn't want to make jokes, and I was kind of like, I respected him more for that he's talking about his work. He's not putting a show on for you guys.
Right.
It's not what